Tom. So a lot of your presentation today was about biobeds, which are kind of a new idea in agriculture. And could you just give us an overview of what is a biobed?
Yes, everybody who sprays usually has some material left over after spraying or after cleaning the sprayer, and it's always a problem. What do you do with that stuff? Do you spray it back out or do you dump it somewhere? The biobed answers that problem because it's a place where you can safely dispose of leftover rinsate. So in the simplest terms, a biobed is a pit that's been dug in the ground. It's filled with something we call a biomix, and that's comprised of soil, peat or compost, and straw. And that mix has a microbial population that is very good at breaking down pesticides.
Okay, so do you think this is a promising solution to environmental spray disposal concerns?
It can be. As Canadians, we all value clean air, clean water, and healthy soils. And I think if we place high concentrations of pesticides in one spot by draining a tank, for example, that's not always a very good thing. So it could leach down to the groundwater or run off or cause some other kinds of problems. By having a safe place to dispose of it, a lined biobed, we have microbes that will convert that pesticide to carbon dioxide, and it will prevent the material from leaching into the ground. And I think that's a very positive thing for agriculture. Another nice thing about the biobed is that it's actually fairly cheap to make, cheap and easy to make. Anyone can make one, and then it's quite practical in that sense.
So with the right directions, pretty much any farmer could do this?
I think so. Obviously, we have to have some kind of regulatory approval that it's okay to put pesticide rinsate into one spot repeatedly after spraying for many years. And so the work we've done is just trying to show that it doesn't accumulate and that it continues to break down, and that it's not going to be a problem. It's a safe way to dispose of them.
Okay, and you mentioned that it would cause the microbes to create CO2, so is that a different concern for the environment, or?
It's a good question. When we compost or when we do anything that converts living matter to a more stable form of humic acid, in this case, in the case of composting, we do release CO2. I mean, it's a byproduct of respiration. The living things that do the work are respiring, and they breathe out carbon dioxide just like we do. Mm-hmm. In this case, they're converting the carbon in the pesticides, which is their food, to carbon dioxide. It will release some carbon dioxide, but it would do that anyways in the long run. It just does it quicker in a biobed.
Okay. So are there ideas with how we're going to deal with the resulting biomix, where we can put that?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. We did find that some of the pesticides that take a little bit longer to break down do accumulate over the course of a growing season in the biomix. And we don't know yet whether that accumulation would be a problem. So what we learned from the European experience, where biobeds are more heavily used, they take the biomix out and they compost it for another year, and then they just simply spread it back on the land. So they allow, they basically stop adding something to it, and then they just allow the degradation to be more complete as a result.
Awesome. So lots more research in the future,
yeah,
hopefully.
We're going to do more research, and I'm hopeful. In Sweden, for example, there are now over 2,000 biobeds, and I'm hopeful that it's a practical solution for a lot of farmers who want to dispose of their pesticide waste safely.